साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ 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 साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्।
Dear devotees, you are about to embark on the greatest journey of your life, a journey to the core of your inner being. Please, all in a low voice, follow the Omkar and let your mind reach a quietude of silence. All together, let us repeat the pranava. Please sit up straight, and in the quietness of your mind, hear the sound of your breathing. Breathe in and out, in, out. Now, open your eyes and see the light in front of you. This is the light of a candle. Gaze intently at the light. Now, feel the light shining in the center of your forehead. Now half close your eyes and feel the light in the center of your forehead. Now, let that light come down your neck to the center of your chest. Imagine a flower, a lotus, opening petal by petal to receive the light. Now the light is resting on the lotus. The lotus disappears, only the light remains. But it is no more the light of the candle. It is a round ball of formless light. It is a light of divinity within you. Feel this light now expand, and feel the light going down your body, into your legs, up to your feet. Feel warmth as the light surges through your limbs. And make this mental vow, O Lord, my legs, touched by the light of your divinity, will always take me only to places of goodness. Feel the light surging upwards, up into your chest, around your shoulders, and down into your arms and fingers. Feel a warmth as this light surges through you. Make this mental vow, O Lord, my arms, touched by the light of your divinity, will only yearn to do what is good. Now feel the light surging upwards into your neck and into your face, into your head, and the light now shines in your eyes. Make a vow. My eyes must yearn to see only what is good. Feel the light now shining in your ears. My ears must yearn to hear only what is good. Feel the light now shining on your lips. My lips must yearn to only speak what is good. Now, feel this light now shining into your whole body. The light illumines the body. In your mind, repeat the words, the light is in me. Now feel the light expand. Expand, and you are now sitting in a ball of light, in a cone of formless light. Let your mind say, the light is within me. I am in the light. Feel a thrill of this light, and now feel this light expanding and filling this entire room with a divine glow. And let this light now go beyond this room, beyond and beyond, spreading ever further to this whole country, and beyond this country, beyond oceans and beyond nations. Let this light flow ever outwards to encompass the whole world. Now, imagine yourself, not your physical body, but an inner being within you, like a gigantic divine form, sitting on the globe, and the light of your divinity, the light of your love, encompassing the whole world. Stay for a moment, thrilled in that thought. Now, bring into your mind's eye and send your light of love to all the creatures of the world, all the animals and insects, creatures that fly or crawl, all of them are God's creatures. Send your light of love now to those whom you dislike or whom you think dislike you. Send your love, send your light of love to them. The same Atma in you is also in them. Let them feel the radiance of your light. Let them feel the radiance of your love. Now, into your mind's eye, bring those you love, your spouse, children, relations, friends, whoever. Bathe them with the divine glow of your love. Feel oneness with the whole world. Feel at peace with yourself. And now, look inside you. Can you imagine? Do you see a ball of light within you? In this ball of light, bring in the form of the Ishtadeva, the divine being that you love and worship. See this form smiling within you. See this divine form raise his hands in blessing. You have shared your love with the world. Now, receive the blessing and darshan of the divine within. Stay for a moment, thrilled in this thought that you and he are one. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. Ek Omkar Satnam Karta Puraka Nirbhav Nirvair Akala Muraka Ajuni Sarvan Guru Prasad Japa Adha Sacha Jugad Sacha है भी सच, नानक होसी भी सच।
अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर। अशहदु अन्ना इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, अशहदु अन्ना इलाहा इल्लल्लाह, अशहदु अन्ना मुहम्मदर रसूलल्लाह, अशहदु अन्ना मुहम्मदर रसूलल्लाह। हय्या अला सलाह, हय्या अला सलाह, हय्या अला फलाह, हय्या अला फलाह। अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर, ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह।
नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यामुतते नमः। या तदिषु शिवतमा शिवं बभूवते धनुः, शिवाय शरव्याया कवतया नो रुद्रमृळया। या ते रुद्रशिवा तनूरघोरा पापकाशिनी, वाचसा वागिविशाच्छा वदामसि यथा नः सर्वमिज्जगदयक्ष्मगुं सुमना असत् अध्यवोचदति भक्ता प्रथमो देव्योऽभिषक् अभीतश्च सर्वात् जम्भयन् सर्वात् प्रयातु धान्यः असौ यस्ताम्रो अरुण उत बभ्रुः सुमङ्गलः ये देवानुं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षुश्रिता सहस्रशो वैशाखुं हेरयीमहे असव्योपसर्पतिनीरग्रीवो विलोहितः उदैनं गोपा अदृशन्नदृशन्नुदहार्यः उदैनं विश्वा भूतानि सदृष्टो मृडयातिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीढुषे अधो ये अस्य सत्त्वादोऽहं तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्च तन्मनस्त्वमुभयोराग्नियोज्याम् याश्च ते हस्तरिषभः पराता भगवो मम अवतत्यधनुस्त्वगुं सहस्राक्षशते शुभे निशीर्यशय्यानामुहा शिवो नः सुमना भव विद्यं धनुप्रवर्तिनो विशल्यो बाणमागुं हुता अनेशन्नस्येषव आहुरस्य निषङ्गतिः या देहे निर्मीढुष्टमहस्ते बभूव ते धनुः तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुजा नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधाय नातकाय कृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुदते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव दन्तने परिते दन्तनो हेतिरस्मान् कृणन्तु विश्वतः अथो ययिषुधिस्तवारिरस्मन्निधेहितम् नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकाराय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Oh Sai Ram. When we start to read, study and explore Swami's teachings from his discourses, Vahinis and various other sources, it almost feels like an entire ocean has opened up in front of us. Standing on its shores, we wonder how on earth will we be able to understand, assimilate and experience this vast ocean. But the beautiful thing about the ocean is that, like sage Agastya, we need not drink the entire ocean to experience it. Even tasting one drop of it is enough to grant us the experience of the ocean. So too it is with Swami's teachings. If we are able to read, study, take up even one teaching and sincerely and obediently follow that in word and spirit, we will get the experience of Bhagawan. But the problem lies in understanding what it means to sincerely and obediently follow it. For instance, I always used to think that whatever I am taking up, I am doing it with utmost sincerity and obedience to Swami, till I heard the experience of M. Kishore. Kishore Madham Shettivar is an alumnus of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. To most of us, he is Kishore Sir because he taught us at the MBA school of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He has retired now, but he continues to stay in Prashanti. More importantly, Prashanti continues to stay in him because he is such an amazing personality with such wonderful, phenomenal experiences. A man of great simplicity and humility, and I'm grateful to Swami for the opportunity to have known him, to have spoken to him, and to have heard many experiences from him, especially this one. As a student, one fine Sunday morning, Kishore Sir was seated in the Ganesha temple that is in the premises of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He used to spend most of his time reading Swami's discourses, reading the Dhyana Vahini especially, which Swami himself had told him to do, and he also kept the company of similar-minded students and would spend all his time discussing about the higher purpose of life and Swami's teachings. So this particular Sunday morning in the Ganesha temple, Kishore Sir was seated and with the friends there, he was discussing about the Titri birds and the Taittiriya Upanishad. I hope you have heard the story of how the Taittiriya Upanishad came into being. If you have not, or even if you have, it would be amazing to listen to that story from our beloved Bhagawan himself.
వేదములను విభజించి జగత్తునకు చాటినటువంటి వాడు వ్యాసుడు. అతనికి ప్రధాన శిష్యుడు వైశంపాయనుడు. అతను వ్యాసుల దగ్గర నుంచి అనేక విధములైనటువంటి యొక్క శాస్త్రములను, వేదములను, రహస్యములను నేర్చుకున్నటువంటి వాడు. అతని దగ్గర యాజ్ఞవల్కుడు ప్రవేశించాడు. యాజ్ఞవల్కుడు గొప్ప మేధాశక్తి గలవాడు. అతను ఈ యొక్క వేదము నిమిత్తమై తన ప్రాణమునైన కూడా అర్పితం గావించడానికి తగినటువంటి సంసిద్ధుడైనటువంటి వాడు. వైశంపాయనుడు ఈ యాజ్ఞవల్కుడు చూచిన తక్షణమే పట్టలేని ఆనందంతో ఉట్టిపోయాడు. అతన్ని దగ్గర చేర్చి కన్న బిడ్డవలే ఆదరించి పోషించి వేదమునందలి రహస్యములన్నింటి కూడా బోధిస్తూ వచ్చాడు. కానీ సామాన్యంగా ప్రతి మానవునికి కొన్ని పాత సంస్కారాలు ఉంటుంటాయి, రోత సంస్కారాలు కొన్ని ఉంటుంటాయి. ఈ సంస్కారములు కేవలము యాజ్ఞవల్కుల్లో కూడా ప్రవేశించింది. తాను వేదాధ్యయనం చేసి సర్వ రహస్యములను గుర్తించి కొంతకాలమైన తర్వాత కొంత అహంకారం ప్రారంభమైంది. ఈ ప్రారంభం కావటం చేతనే గురుభావం అనేటువంటి క్రమక్రమేణా సన్నగిలుతూ వచ్చింది. కొన్ని విషయాల లోపల గురువునకు శిష్యునకు కొన్ని అభిప్రాయ భేదములు కలుగుతూ వచ్చాయి. క్రమక్రమేణా వాదనకు పూనుకున్నాడు. దీనిని గుర్తించినటువంటి యొక్క వైశంపాయనుడు, నాయన చాలు చాలు, నీకు నాకు ఈనాటితో రుణము తీరిపోయింది. ఏదో మనకు ప్రేమ సంబంధం ఉండినంత వరకు కూడాను నేను ఎన్ని విధములుగానో ఆదరించాను, పుత్రుల సమానంగా చూసుకున్నాను, ఎవరికీ చెప్పనటువంటి రహస్యాలంతా నీకు చెప్పినాను. ఇంకా నీవు నా దగ్గర ఉండటం ప్రయోజనం లేదు కనుక నేను ఇచ్చినటువంటి విద్యను నాకు అప్పచెప్పి నీవు వెళ్ళిపోమని చెప్పాడు. ఈ యొక్క యువకుడు తాను కూడాను ఒక పట్టుత్వము కలిగినటువంటి వాడు, పట్టుదల కలిగినటువంటి వాడు కనుక అతను తాను అందించినటువంటి వేదనమును వమనం చేసి వెళ్ళిపోయాడు. ఈ వమనం చేసినటువంటి యొక్క వేదమును తిత్తిరి పక్షులు అనేటువంటివి అందుకున్నాయి. అప్పుడే ఈ యొక్క శబ్దమును అవి ఉచ్చరిస్తూ రావటం చేతని, ఇంతే కాక తిత్తిరి అనేటువంటి ఋషి కుమారుడు కూడా ఉండటం చేత ఆ తిత్తిరి కుమారుని యొక్క ప్రచార ప్రబోధం చేతని దీనికి తైత్తరి అని కూడా పేరు వచ్చింది. ఈ తిత్తిరి పక్షులు గ్రహించటం చేతనే దీనికి కృష్ణ యజుర్వేదము అని పేరు వచ్చింది. ఈ కృష్ణ యజుర్వేదము బ్రహ్మ సంస్కారము.
I borrowed that discourse excerpt from the channel called Sri Sathya Sai Students. In case you are not aware of it or have not subscribed to it, please do so. It's an amazing channel run by the current students of Swami's college, and the content is really beautiful. Continuing with the narrative, having discussed this story in the Ganesh temple, Kishore sir in the afternoon went to the mandir for darshan. Those were the days when possibly the Sai Kulwant hall was not yet in place. As they all sat in the darshan grounds, Kishore sir and his neighbor looked up and saw these pigeons that keep flying in the darshan grounds. So his friend mentioned, Kishore, these pigeons are possibly sages that have come to have Swami's darshan. And what could Kishore sir say? He said, yes, maybe, we don't know. Only Swami has to say that. So this way, even there, whatever they discussed, Kishore sir would always ensure that it is centered on Swami. And that is something that is true of him even today. When you get the privilege to meet him in Prashanthinilayam and Puttaparthi, do spend some time with him. It will definitely motivate you, thrill you and charge you up to take up a spiritual life. These are the Maharishis that stay at Puttaparthi. Then, darshans began and Swami came walking so beautifully. As he was passing by the area where Kishore sir and his neighbor, all those friends were also seated, a pigeon suddenly darted across and eased itself. Pigeon droppings fell onto the floor a few feet away from where Swami was walking. Swami saw that, then turned to Kishore sir and told him, hey, that is Amrita, eat it. Amrita is the nectar of immortality. It is something that confers on you the greatest knowledge, the greatest wisdom and makes you immortal. Now when Swami told this with a smile, everyone seated around began to laugh. What else will you do when Swami makes a statement like that? But Kishore sir got up from his place, jumped across, went straight near Swami, knelt down, picked up those pigeon droppings, put it in his mouth and in a single gulp swallowed it. And there was a stunned silence. Nobody ever imagined that Kishore sir would do this. Or for that matter, anybody would do this. Come on, Swami was joking. But when we say every word that escapes his lips is a Veda Vakya, it is not only for lip service, right? Swami now turned to all the others who were seated there and with his finger pointed out to Kishore and said, to Kishore sir, and said, that is true surrender. Then turned and walked on. Dear brothers and sisters, if we are able to follow even one teaching of Swami sincerely and obediently, such that Swami can look at us and say, this is true surrender, I think our life would be set. Because then we just have to sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. Swami will carry us through. Let us remember that even when it came to Arjuna, Krishna waited for him to say, Karishye vachanam tava, meaning I will do as you say. Till then Krishna waited. Krishna tried to convince him, tried to give him input so that he could use his own information, own knowledge, own intelligence. But then Arjuna realized the futility of all that and said, Krishna, I don't care about what I think, what I feel. I don't care about my intelligence. I don't care about my knowledge. I will do what you say. Then Krishna said, don't worry Arjuna. I will tell you precisely and exactly what you have to do. When the Lord gets the confidence that the devotee will do whatever he says, he will definitely say. Why else will the Lord waste his words if he is not confident that we will follow. Just like we have faith in him, he also needs to develop his faith in us, that we will follow his words, and then he will definitely take the reins of our life and guide the chariot in the most perfect manner. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
I offer my most humble salutations at the divine lotus feet of our dearest Swami. Respected elders, brothers, sisters, and children, Om Si Sai Ram, and a very good morning to you all. The announcements for this week. We spoke last week about the possibility of returning to Soul Valley College for our Sunday morning activities. Well, I'm delighted to inform you that following the Centre Committee meeting earlier in the week, we've discussed and agreed to restart the Bhajans on Sunday, 6th of March. On the same day, the Bal Vikas and SSC classes will also restart on a face-to-face basis. We're currently in talks with the college, and once the details have been finalized, we'll keep you informed through these announcements in the coming weeks. The next big event for us is the Mahashivratri, which falls on Tuesday, 1st of March. We hope to organize a lovely program in the evening on that day, and we're currently in talks with the venue. And once again, once the details have been finalized, we will keep you informed. The next item is service related. To mark the 97th year of our dearest Bhagawan's advent, we as an organization have been presented with a wonderful opportunity to serve the vulnerable orphans in Syria. Wars in recent years has left the country in a state of poverty, deprivation, and as a result, many families and children have suffered enormously. As our dearest Bhagawan says, spend the years of life, the wherewithal you earn or possess, in the service of others who are in distress. Love grows on such service. Service is the sincerest form of adoration of God. The UK will offer 97 dignity bags. Each bag will contain items such as toothbrushes, toothpaste, socks, underwear, etc. If you'd like to participate in this service initiative, please speak to one of our centre coordinators. We will now finish with the thought of the day. Thank you for listening. Have a great week ahead and stay safe. Om Si Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Islam gives importance to the moon, which regulates the months. Hindus consider the moon as the deity presiding over the mind. With the darshan of the new moon, the Ramzan fast begins, and when the new moon is seen again, the fast ends. Fast does not consist in merely desisting from food and drink. Waking as early as 3 or 4 in the Brahma Muhurta, prayer is started, and throughout the day, the constant presence of God is sought to be experienced. This is the meaning of Upavasa, which means fast. Sai Ram.
समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति